Hello guys and welcome back to Dance Moms Reactions. It is a Sunday, which means more Dance Moms for you guys, and make sure that you are subscribing because come on guys, we're still operating at around about 70% of you guys who aren't subscribed watching my videos. What's going on? What's happening here? Come on guys, make sure you're joining the channel. But before we get into this week's episode, I just want to say last week was a little bit crazy. We had a little bit of a chaotic time. I may have gotten a little bit angry, a little bit mad, and I do understand that the whole Melissa thing last week was more aimed at the producers rather than the mothers. However, still does not excuse the behaviour. It wasn't great. There were still moments where it just got a little bit too much, a little bit too chaotic. Anyway, before we get into this episode, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed Taskmaster yesterday. And if you haven't checked it out already, here is a little bit of a teaser. Might entice you to go watch it. It was a great, great day. It's styled off of the Taskmaster show in the UK. I don't know if it made it over to the US. I'm pretty sure I had like one season, but it wasn't very popular. But it is the most popular comedy show in the UK, I'm fairly certain. So if you guys are looking forward to just some funny times with me and my friends, tune into that and enjoy.
5,000 bottles of milk on the wall. He's squirting!
That's kind of degrading.
There's so much water, Mom.
Oh no. Oh no. Search up.
I forgot to wash my hands.
Okay, Pyramid is structured slightly differently this week because I haven't included Melissa. I took her off because I just wasn't impressed with her in the last episode. So at the bottom of the pyramid, we currently have Jill. I didn't appreciate her trying to capitalize on Taylor's ankle injury. I thought that was pretty low. I also have put Kendall at the bottom because, again, she didn't really do much last week. She was just kind of there. I'm just excited for her to join back with, like, the Abbey Lee Dance Company because, like, she's being wasted over at, like, Candy Apples. We don't see much of her, so there's not really much for me to give her in terms of the pyramid. Next up, we have Paige. Yeah, just a good dancer, did well. Next up, we have Brooke. Again, good dancer, didn't really do much last week apart from the group number, and the group number was good. Then we also have Mackenzie on the bottom of the pyramid. I don't know. I just put these guys down here because I wanted to treat the mums a little bit because of the way they were treated in the last episode. I've got Christy, I have got Kelly, and I have got Holly. And each one of them deserves some kind of prize for putting up for Melissa because you could not be sending me a cease and desist letter. I know it was probably sent by the producers, but even so, you cannot be sending me a cease and desist letter and then, like, just tell me that I can't even talk to you about your life when you pry into my life and you want to know everything about my life. But, well, when we talk about your life, off the cards, off limits. Next up, we have Chloe and Maddie. Chloe and Maddie are on the second layer of the pyramid. They did very, very well last week. Maddie obviously did win. But the person who impressed me the most last week was, if I can reach, Nia. Nia did a fantastic job. Honestly, I was really impressed with Nia. I loved Nia in this episode. She was just such a radiant ball of energy. Her dance was incredible, even though Abby and Gianna said that she couldn't do it and they were going to pull the number. I'm glad they didn't because actually that's one of my favourite trio numbers. I thought it was spectacular. Very, very well done.
I watched the trio and I watched you closely. I feel that you were a beat behind.
There were some moments where, yes, Nia was slightly behind, but it wasn't enough for me to go, oh yeah, she was shit. She still did a good job and she still kept up with them for the majority of it. She still hit the moves. There were moments where they were so in sync, it looked sick. I'm sorry, but I think you put too much pressure on Nia to be absolutely perfect when she did a good job dancing. Why are we acting like she didn't?
At the bottom of the pyramid, Chloe, you
Chloe at the bottom of the pyramid. Right, we really are living in an alternate universe, because how did that happen? Weren't you the one that was saying last week, Chloe's one of our best dancers. She's amazing. Bottom of the pyramid. Are you okay? Do you need to take your medicine? Jesus Christ, that Abby voice is going to kill me one day.
need a challenge. You need to work up to the next level.
So you're at the bottom of the pyramid because you're amazing, but you need a challenge. So I put you at the bottom of the pyramid to challenge you.
Nia, that trio, you wanted it, you got in it. Like I said, you have the style and the sass, but the rest of it is a mess.
A direct quote from Abby. You have the style and the sass, but the rest of it is a mess. Abby just fat L's all round for Abby, because what sort of a person talks to children like that? What sort of a person?
I want more.
Abby says she wants more from Paige. Well, you know what? Paige wants more from Abby.
Facts. Preach it, Kelly. Say it louder for the people in the back, because how can you want more from Paige when you're not giving her any more than a group number in which she's one of 7 dancers? I don't understand what more you want from this child, what more you can get from this child. You can't get any more.
Every week I come into the studio, you learned a new trick, but I don't want it to all be about your gymnastics.
If you don't want it to be all about her gymnastics, stop giving her acro routines. I wish there was like something stronger in this, because it's so difficult to get on with her. It's like she'll give you a routine and then she'll be like, I can't believe you did that routine. How does that work?
On top of the pyramid is Maddie.
I challenged you to be on top of the pyramid for the 50th week in a row, and you made it 51 weeks in a row. Congratulations, Maddie. You're back on top of the pyramid, even though you were there for the last 50 weeks.
There's going to be a scout from the Joffrey Ballet in Michigan at Energy Dance.
Joffrey Ballet. I've only known one Joffrey in my life, and he was a bastard. Quite literally, actually. Quite literally. Slaughtered some of my favourite people, and then died a horrible death. Sorry, if I don't trust Joffrey, if I don't trust him, I'm sorry, I don't.
He is scouting kids to go to an audition for Joffrey.
Wonderful.
Just to be clear what's going on here, Maddie's the only one that's got a shot, right? But we're just putting it out plainly. Maddie's the only one that's got a shot. And Abby's going to do her best to sabotage every other one of those children, right? That's what's happening here. But do you know what the fairest thing to do this week would be? Give everybody a solo and let them do their own number, so that if there really is a talent scout, he gets to see everyone on an even playing field. He doesn't get to see Maddie 5 million times. He doesn't get to see Chloe 3 million times. He just gets to see everybody in one number and a group number. That would be fair.
Mackenzie, Paige, and Nia. You will be doing a high-energy jazz routine incorporating gymnastic tumbling.
I'm so infuriated, because didn't she just say to Mackenzie, I don't want to see you doing gymnastics anymore? And then in the same scene, gave her an acro tumbling routine. I do think that a trio of Brooke, Maddie, and Chloe is going to slap.
Chloe and Maddie will be doing a solo again.
I'm happy that Maddie has a lot of dances this week, being that the Joffrey is going to be here, so she has 3 chances to be seen on stage.
What did I tell you? I knew that Maddie would end up with the most numbers. I mean, Chloe's also got the exact same amount of numbers, to be fair. But, like, it is just unfair. Give everybody a solo as well. Make everybody do 3 dances so everyone has the same opportunities. That's all I'm asking from you, Abby. That's all I'm asking. Make it fair and equal.
There's not enough time to choreograph 5 dances in the way that all 5 of them should or deserve to be choreographed.
Something is going to lose.
Listen. This is the problem with, like, having 1 week to do dances. Not even 1 week, 4 days. That's the crazy part, is 4 days. Because they have a day of travelling and then they have a day of, like, the competition. Now, the issue I have with this is there are 5 dances, and it's just looking like there isn't going to be enough time to really work on and improve all the dances. So some of the dances are going to fall by the wayside. And who is placing their bets on it being Paige, Nia, and Mackenzie's trio that is going to be the one that gets forgotten about? or gets left till last, or doesn't get enough attention shined on it. Maybe call me cynical, but I've seen enough of this show to know how it works. And I feel like that's exactly what's about to happen.
Why was Chloe crawling around like she has no arms?
It's nip and tuck. She lost her arms, maybe? They cut them off?
Kelly, what the fuck? Where did that come from? I feel like sometimes they do the mums so dirty, because the mums are up there for like, what, 8 hours just chatting shit. And obviously, at times, you do just chat shit like this, but then they show this shit on national television. No, could not be me. Could not be me.
I want boobs because I think I need them to balance out my ass. I used to have nice C's.
This feels like when I'm in my friendship group with like loads of girls, and I'm just sat there and I'm listening to them just talk, and I'm like, I actually have nothing to add to this conversation right now, because you're just talking about your boobs, and I'm like, hello, I'm here. I don't have boobs, but this is literally what it feels like. It feels like the one guy friend in a group of girls. It's like, hello, I'm here too.
I lost them because I had kids, so he should reimburse me.
Oh, that is funny. That is hilarious. That is good. Yeah, Kelly, big claps for that. Big claps. Well done.
Push!
Uh-oh. She just twisted her ankle.
Oh my god.
Well, I think we've worked out which one of the trios is not going to be going ahead this week. Jesus Christ. Oh no, that's horrendous. Oh no, not another ankle injury. I told you. The ankles are dangerous. It's your shins or your ankles. One of them is going to go when you're dancing. I've had both go, and they're both as painful as each other, because walking just becomes practically impossible. Not literally, but it just becomes very hard to do.
Does that hurt?
It hurts whenever I
It hurts whenever you point. Can you circle it?
Okay, good news is, not broken. If she can move it, it's not broken. It's either sprained or there might be like a fracture somewhere, which is better than it being broken. So at least that's not happened. But yeah, tough. You just gotta rest it. Ice, heat, all of that shit. I don't actually know. I normally just put like ice on it and then just like rest it, elevate it, just keep it safe, and then use it only when I have to.
You can keep dancing, but I want you to tape your toes here for about 3 weeks.
Could have been a lot worse. If he says that you can keep dancing, that's a good sign. But I'm one of these people that I would rather let the injury heal than keep going and potentially make it even worse.
Good girl! 1, 2, 3. Arc that way, Chloe. Dance. Don't just be a stick figure.
I haven't shown you any of the footage from Maddie's rehearsal because it was boring. She was just dancing very, very well, and Abby was basically going, "Oh, you're so amazing, you're so wonderful, you're so awesome, you're so amazing. Come give me a high five, come give me this, come give me..." It was just like, I'm assuming that in rehearsals, Maddie makes mistakes. Do they get shown on TV? No. When Chloe makes mistakes, what do they get shown? On TV. And then it's creating the narrative of, oh, well, Maddie's like 10 times the dancer that Chloe is. That isn't the case. They're both very, very talented, equally talented dancers. It's just the show gives us the illusion that Maddie is so much better than her because all we're seeing is her always dancing flawlessly. Whereas with Chloe, we see her mistakes a lot more often. And it is frustrating, it is jarring. This is just proving it because the way that Abby talks to Chloe compared to Maddie is very, very different.
I decided to give Chloe a little break so that she can gather her thoughts, review her choreography, and get her act together.
How kind of you. How kind of you to give the child a break. Oh, honestly, I say that is too kind and that you should be cracking that whip and you should be getting them in there 8 hours non-stop, no break, no water, no nothing. Just pure, unadulterated dancing.
I can't believe Abby interrupted Chloe's solo rehearsal just so Maddie could perform in front of the senior company.
It makes you think, was Abby being nice, giving Chloe a break? Or was she giving Chloe a break so she could do this? I don't want to say it's the latter, but like, Abby's track record doesn't help her here when we're discussing what's actually happening here.
Abby is trying to turn our kids against your kid.
Well,
And you let her do it.
I gotta say, if I was a kid in that dance class and I'm seeing, oh, Maddie, you're at the top of the pyramid again. Oh, Maddie, you're getting a solo this week. Oh, Maddie, you're getting all the time in rehearsals. It would kind of make me resent her a little bit because I'm like, oh, why is she getting it again? It took a long time for me to realise that actually it doesn't matter that much. But when I was younger, yeah, it did hold some kind of resentment in me because I was like, oh, for God's sake, not again, really? This person, again, another solo. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
I'm so sick of Christy and Kelly always getting on me because my daughter has a gift.
I'm so grateful I did not put Melissa on the wardrobe because just jarring. You know when someone's so delusional and they're like, oh, they're jealous because she's got a gift. That's not why they're jealous. So I'm sorry, but you can't be like, oh, my daughter's God's gift to dance, because what you're saying with that is my daughter's got a gift and these other kids don't. That's what you're saying. That's the subtext behind what you're saying. I've done a lot of subtext classes at uni. I know what you're saying in your head. You're going, my daughter's got a gift, they don't. That's why you don't stick up for anyone, because you're so in your head about, oh, well, Maddie's just the best, so she deserves it all. No.
Stop talking about my daughter. She's 9 years old.
We're not talking about your daughter. We're talking about what you enable to happen.
Facts. Because it's not about Maddie. It really isn't about that little girl. It's about the treatment that she receives. The way everyone else, like, coddles her in the studio. The fact that she does get private lessons that are apparently organised by her mother for Abby. It has never been about Maddie. It has never been about Maddie. Even when I'm talking about it, it's never been about Maddie. Maddie's a wonderful girl. She's an incredible dancer. But the treatment that she receives, you have to be ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous in order to not see that it is favoritism. And it's not even favoritism. It's so far beyond favoritism that you can't even call it favoritism anymore. It's preference. That's what it is. It's preference. It's not even favoritism. It's preference.
I'm gonna sit here.
Melissa's in there with Abby?
Yeah, go run and cry to Abby. Because it's just going to cause another argument. When have you ever called out Abby for shouting at one of the kids, for treating one of the kids poorly? You never have. I mean, you might in the future, I don't know. But at this point in the series, I cannot remember a single time where you have called out Abby's behaviour. In fact, 95% of the time you enable it. When we were doing the band episode and those costumes came out, or the idea of them dancing nude, you were like, oh yeah, I think the outfits are fine.
I don't like it either, Melissa, but guess what? This is what it is.
I'll make arrangements for Maddie to get home.
As soon as things get ugly, you run and go home.
God, I find it so frustrating when grown adults on a second marriage with 2 children cannot have a conversation like an adult. There's a difference between trying to diffuse a situation and just being so obtuse that the conversation escalates because nothing is happening. You just sit there and you're like, don't do this. No, I can't believe you're trashing my daughter. No, we're not. Listen to what we're saying. I'm not gonna defend Christy and Kelly shouting at her, but also I think if I was in that situation, I would shout, because how do you get through to someone that won't even have a conversation with you? How? Because talking didn't work. Maybe shouting will. Oh, yeah. I like I said, I feel like I'd just get really argumentative on this show. I actually couldn't. I could not function on this show.
I am certain that it's going to be a collaborative effort to do everything possible to make sure that Maddie gets back on top.
It really is crazy how they're sitting there and they're calling exactly what's about to happen this weekend. I never ever, I try not to like judge the kids harshly on what they say in confessionals, because at the end of the day, they are children. They're being fed lines by producers. Or they're just saying stuff and they don't really know what it means. But adults, you have your own autonomy. You have your own brain, okay? You have your own understanding of what is right and what is wrong. And unfortunately, that's the difference between Melissa and Maddie. I can never get mad with Maddie for being like, I'm the best, because I'm like, as a kid, I thought that. Yeah, fair. If you've been told you're the best, that's your mindset and absolutely fair and valid. But what I disagree with is the fact that they're going, you're the best. And then Abby is like to everybody else, oh, You need to be like Maddie. Maddie's the best. Maddie's the best. Maddie's the best. It's just not making other people feel as good. You're building one kid up by knocking every other kid down. And that is exactly what's happening here. And I feel bad for Maddie because, like the parents said, like, she is not complicit in any of this. This is all being done for her benefit, but she's the one that ends up looking like the villain in all of this, which is so bad. Making a child out to be a villain. The way you edit this show makes Maddie seem very villainous, even though she's not. She's a child. She's a child, for Christ's sake. Do you remember when Chloe won and Maddie came like second or third? Or I think Chloe might have come second, I can't remember. But Maddie lost to Chloe, let's just say that. And Melissa went, Abby told me that it was because Maddie looked too professional and everyone else looked amateur. How do you watch that as a viewer and not go, how can you come out with that line and not think, wow, I sound like an asshole?
Bus driver, we're gonna stop at my house and pick up my dog, okay?
Oh, I don't think we can deviate from the route.
Go to my house to pick up my dog. Why didn't you bring your dog with you? You literally came from your house this morning. What's going on here? Broadway baby, though. Internationally renowned super dog. I can't wait to see it. Is it a he or a she? I actually don't know. It? I can't wait to see it.
Oh, yes, we can. I'm the boss.
I'm the captain of this ship.
Oh, yes. This is my favourite bus driver ever. He might be ending up on the pyramid next week. Might be at the top, you know.
You know, one day she's swearing that she's quitting for good and she's never coming back. The next day, she's handing out gifts. Whack-a-doodle-doo.
It is a little bit like bipolar, do you know what I mean? Like, she walks out, she's storming out, I never want to talk to them again, I never want to be in the same room as them. Next day, here's a bra. How does your brain work? How is that your next computable step? I don't understand your rationale here. What's going on?
That's understand me.
Okay, let go. It's okay. Don't cry, Maddie. Don't cry.
Okay, I did hear this on Christine Kelly's podcast, and it actually makes a lot more sense why the parents always go, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Because crying children, TV gold. Apparently, for dance mums. TV gold. Crying children, you get Abby going, you only cry to your pillow at night.
If you hit me with words you don't say, it still hurts. I will remember, I'll just remember the sounds we used to make. Breeze have no
I think I'd give that a 9 out of 10. I think that was a good number. I think she did really, really well. Really pisses me off every time we cut to a Melissa confessional and she was like, this is one of my favourite Maddie numbers. She was so amazing. And I'm like, every single week you say that. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Yeah, I just thought it was good. I don't really have much else to add because it was good. There wasn't anything that I noticed that was bad. It looked like she started a little bit late. Like, she didn't quite hit the first beat of the music. But also, like, I think it's hard to know when that backing track's coming in, so I'm not going to judge her too harshly on that. The reason why it's Dr. Point for me is because the frantic energy that it was giving in the choreography, not her dancing, but the choreography from Abby, was just a bit much for the style of song. And it chilled out the further we got into the number when she started doing the turning sections. But I felt at the start it was just a bit like, rather than like the fluid music that we were seeing behind it. It just didn't quite mesh nicely with the music. But it was still a good dance. She still danced it very, very well. So yeah, good job.
She was beside me, I was fine. I'll go on, for I have always more to give, and this I know.
You know how last week I said that like Nia, Chloe and Maddie's trio was my favourite? Oh, this was a big fat 10 out of 10 for me. This was so good. oh my God, just from start to end, it was just magical. And I was like, oh, they're just in time. The choreography was great. The movement was nice and fluid. The music was amazing. The dancing was great. Just big fat 10 out of 10. They absolutely smashed it. They did amazing. This is dance. We're watching dance on stage right now. Dance.
I know somewhere in this crowd is a Joffrey Ballet Scout, and I also know that Nia's not 100%.
What is that outfit? Ugh. I'm sorry, but this is another bit of proof. There's some favoritism going on. Because Maddie, Chloe, and Brooke had beautiful outfits on. Beautiful. They looked amazing. This, horrendous. This is awful. This is quite literally one of the worst costumes I've seen. It looks like you've got a Princess Jasmine bra on with like Oliver Twist bottoms on. What's the cohesion here? It's dreadful. It's awful. This is ass. I'm sorry. This was such a bad outfit choice. All three of them done dirty. I really don't want to burst bubbles here, but I think that might have been the worst dance we've seen on this show. Not because they were bad, but because the choreography was fucking shit. Genuinely horrendous. Shit. It was awful. It was genuinely just, there was so much wrong with it that it made me just like, what am I watching? What actually am I watching? Did they execute it very, very well? Absolutely. But there was so much dead air. There was a moment where Nia did a flip, landed in like a crouch position where she would like had one knee down, one knee bent up, and she was like leaning on it. I thought she'd hurt herself. I thought she was in pain. I was like, oh no, where's the snaky music? Because they're about to be like, and that's why Nia shouldn't have danced this week. I was really expecting that. But then no, it was just also that Paige could do a trick. But she was there for about 5-6 seconds. Maybe a little bit more. I might have to go back and count. But it was a long ass time of me going, is she okay? Is she hurt? Like, is she going to run off stage? What's going on here? Just, there was so much dead air. And it's dead air because the entire time, obviously it's an acro number, but the acro number is for them to do their tricks, and that doesn't work in a trio. You can't have multiple people doing multiple different like unique tricks because it just looks messy, it looks incohesive, and it just jars. If I'm being 100% honest, 4. It's a 4 out of 10. It's not good, but did they dance their little hearts out and did they do fantastically? Absolutely. But Abby Lee Miller, Gianna, you should be ashamed of that choreography. That was horrendous. That was so dry and boring to watch. Genuinely. The Nia being on one knee for like 6 seconds, that was the worst part. That was the most aggravating part for me.
You know, they don't have a whole lot of time on stage, so when they go, it's nice to get some feedback.
Well, you'll have to get all those judges of all these competitions that they go to and listen to them.
16 grand a year and she can't even give them proper feedback.
And I'm watching her out of the corner of my eye. She keeps forgetting one part of the number.
I'm watching her out of the corner of my eye, staring directly at her, because I'm watching her out of the corner of my eye.
Through your scenery, yeah, I was everything you wanted.
Okay, I have 2 things to say. First of all, can we fucking stop with the camera angles for dances? Can you just plonk a camera in front of the stage and just let me watch what's going on stage? Can we not have all these close-ups of feet and faces? I don't care. I just want to see them dance. I want to see them dance as if I would if they were on a stage. Fucking stop with all the zooms-ins. I don't want the zoom-ins. Second of all, poor Chloe. Tough. It is tough, I gotta say. But also, I feel like they're making it out to be a lot worse than it is because it did just look like she just landed and was like, oops, and then continued on, but they made it out to be some kind of massive deal. So I don't think it's quite as dramatic as like the last time that she forgot. I think it was at Nationals, but like it's not that deep. Sometimes you forget dance moves. It's just you just gotta continue.
Nia, did you learn something from that?
That was so nasty. Her just going to Chloe and being like, yeah, make sure you continue on. Then turning to Nia and being like, see, did you learn anything from that? I feel like that fucking meme where it's like, when your mum tells you to go to a room as your child. That's literally how I feel right now. I'm so angry.
Nip and tuck.
Sorry. So we ban an episode in which they're wearing clothes which make them look naked, but like the clothes didn't actually make them look naked because they managed to like swap out the costumes so that they looked a little bit better. But we're allowing this on our screen. Is in my head this is just as bad. Am I really delusional here and not understanding what's going on? Because this is not okay in my mind. I don't understand how those outfits were any better than the ones that caused an episode to get banned. Also, the fact that the Joffrey talent scout is sitting right behind the mums. You're telling me this wasn't set up? You're telling me this isn't set up so that next episode we're going to the audition? Like, come on. So ridiculous. But anyway, the dance itself, absolutely nothing to do with plastic surgery. Personally, I would have had them drawing on their faces. You know when they do like the dotted lines here? I would have had that all across their arms, their legs, their midriff. I would have had them looking like they were about to undergo a procedure. If anything, I got that they might have been mannequins, which I know is not the vibe. So I don't understand. I just don't. Sometimes I think that she just expects people to read her mind or read into it a lot deeper than it actually is. But knowing that it was about plastic surgery, I didn't get plastic surgery from it. I'd give that like a 7. I thought it was good, but like it wasn't amazing. And the outfits were just really off-putting. I just watched it like this the entire time. I was like, this is uncomfortable. It's making me uncomfortable watching it. I just don't enjoy this. This is not fun.
39B, Quiet Voices, Maddie.
Yeah, we guessed that Maddie would win. Let's just move swiftly on. I hate watching these awards because they actually mean nothing to me. Like, they actually don't mean anything to me because I'm not invested enough in who wins and who doesn't. Do you know what I mean? I'm just invested in whether they dance well or not. Sorry. I don't care for the award ceremonies, personally.
The overall went to the group who did the lyrical contemporary routine.
Yeah, fair. The lyrical contemporary team, yeah, they absolutely smashed it. But I noticed Paige does have markings on her face. Did I completely miss that in the dance? Because like I was like, oh yeah, I would have done this, I would have done that. Did I completely miss that? Clearly was not clear enough for me to see it. So it should have been bigger, should have been bolder. They say that when you're on stage, you have to paint for the back. You have to paint for the back. You have to put the makeup on so that you can see it from the back. If I couldn't see it and the cameras are this close, that's crazy.
It showed more technique. Don't forget, they didn't have a 7-year-old in their number.
They didn't have a 7-year-old in their number because you didn't put a 7-year-old in their number. Oh, me and Abby's are going to have words outside. We're going to be scrapping in that car park. She's going to be going in them potholes.
Number 131A, wipe them out, Star Dance Studio.
Not them cheering and then realising it wasn't their number. Mortified. That could not be me. That could not be me. No, that could not be me. No, 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 thank you. I'd have to die in a hole. I'd be like, you're not seeing me for the next week.
Who's this gentleman?
Who's this guy? Could he possibly be the Joffrey talent scout who's going to offer them an audition for tomorrow because the producers have set it up and it's going to be the plot for the next episode? Maybe.
If one of my girls receives a scholarship, That's gonna be amazing.
Just looking at the dotted lines on their faces, shit, should have been more. There should have been arrows. There should have just been a lot more done to their faces, because it just wasn't enough. There wasn't enough done. I think it should have been across their body as well, in the nicest way possible. I know that, like, the outfits were pretty scandalous, I'll be honest. I'll be 100% honest. They weren't particularly pleasant to look at. Also, this is an open audition, so you're telling me that these motherfuckers could have just rocked up anyway? We didn't even need to dance in front of the talent scout. You could have just rocked up because it's open audition. That's what open means. Closed audition means it's invite only. Open, any fucker can join. I could go out there. I could fly out there and pretend to be a ballerina. This was an episode of Dance Mums. God, Melissa's still being jarring as fuck. Got Abby just being delusional and hypocritical as fuck. We had an ankle injury, a foot injury, and just so much going wrong in this episode. Chloe forgot her dance. Oh my god, guys, this show sending me to an early grave, honestly. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to follow the TikTok, Mind Raised Rants, the Instagram, Mind Raised Shark, and also like, comment, subscribe, do all of that stuff. Join the membership. That's £3 a month. You get all bonus content on there. Anything else I've forgotten? I feel like I've got so much shit going on at the moment. I'm like all over the place. Make sure to check out Taskmaster if you haven't already watched it. It is very good. And I will see you guys in the next episode, whenever that may be. But until then, keep on ranting. I will see you guys later. Bye now.